talk. Next up, I would like to introduce one of the most fascinating companies in today's social and digital age. Let's welcome Hao Hao from the Tencent company.
So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very honored to be invited here to be at the InnovFest. During the past 1 days, I'm very amazed for those big thoughts and minds and all the entrepreneurs from the startups, experts. It's kind of the things that a lot of information just pop up in my mind. And I meet so many great guys. So today, I know it's the lunch time. I guess many of you may feel hungry. But let's share something from the information of Tencent. I guess many of you may be very interested about who we are and what I am doing and what we are planning to do in 2017. So today's my sharing is going to be 3 parts. First about our company Tencent, and secondly about the only business sector in Tencent that works on the entrepreneurship ecosystem that is Tencent we start. And thirdly is 2017, what we're going to do. Tencent is always focusing on the user's experience. No matter we design a product, QQ or WeChat, we're also thinking what kind of service we can provide for our users. I don't know how many of you here use WeChat. Would you please raise up your hand? Thank you. We have already got 1 billion users worldwide, and this number is keep growing. Here, when we see Tencent, it is a Chinese internet industry conglomerate, and is right now the top 5 internet companies in the world, with a market cap of over 217 billion US dollars. And I'm guessing this number will keep growing this year. This is 2 famous social messenger products that we have. One is QQ. It's originated ever since the company founded. And later in 2013, we created WeChat. And it's a big milestone to change Tencent's fate. Because of WeChat, we have new payment access, we have new payment mode, and we have 20 versions for WeChat, which are covering nearly 200 countries worldwide. And right now, the monthly active user has reached to nearly 900 millions. I think many of you may be very curious about what is Tencent organizational structure. Tencent is very big. We have nearly 30,000 employees working in the Tencent. And many of you may be very confused. Like, if I have a business, which department or business group should we talk to? And which kind of people should we find? I think this picture may illustrate something. We have 7 business groups under the Tencent. From the SNG, that is a social network group, we have the QQ and QQ Zones, QQ Music, and Tencent Cloud. And secondly is the Weixin group. It is a very independent group, works on the WeChat product. The third one is the interactive entertainment group, is IEG. It is the business department which got the most cash flows every year annually. Actually, Tencent right now is the largest gaming company in the world. We also lead in the media, social network, and other things that you can see from this board. And I'm now working at MIG. It is the biggest business group in Tencent. And this is Tencent We Start. We focus on the entrepreneurship ecosystem. We are the builder. And OMG mostly are based in Beijing. It focuses more on the media. And TEG provide the basic technology that the group need. And the last one was CDG. So we are now 18 years old. Last year, 2016, November 11th, in Chinese culture, we call it Singles Day, right? So in 1989, that was the time Tencent founded. Last year was the 80th birthday. We have already come to the adulthood. There are several time dots that I wanted to mention. And one is 2004, we listed on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. And another one is that we landed open platform strategy in 2011. So by the 2011, in the industry, some of the people criticize the Tencent as a monopoly. So wherever Tencent go in, it seems that it competes every startup company. So Tencent is everywhere. So how can startup can grow faster? So from that time, Tencent decided to start an open strategy. We open our products, resources, and technology for the whole ecosystem of startups. That we wanted to have a very positive effect, not only for the domestic Chinese industry, but also we wanted to collaborate with our partners all over the world. And in 2013 August, 2011, we launched the Weixin, and this is a great milestone for Tencent. That's why we have this kind of coverage right now, because of the Weixin, and because of those active monthly users, it's nearly 9 billion. By September 2016, Tencent Open Platform has already connected with 6 million startups, and Tencent Space has already landed in 32 Tier 1 cities with the square meters of 1 million. It is very huge, but quite different from other VC incubators and some academy incubators. We have already formed a network in the past 3 years. So in China, different region has different industrial focus. We closely work with the government. So in our Chongqing incubator, we focus on VR industry. All the enterprises and startups they want to join, they better be in this industry. And like Chongqing, we focus on gaming. And Beijing is more integrated, and we have very diversified startups. And Hangzhou is focusing more on e-commerce, because that's the great center for e-commerce in China. So secondly, I would like to say about Tencent We Start. Sometimes we say we dream big. We should start from small, like every startups have the same philosophy. Actually, it gives us a philosophy of the journey of We Start. We have the thought, but we implement it step by step. And this is the ecosystem that we are now have in. We have our 6 elements in the WeChat startup ecosystem. First one is what I've mentioned, the co-working space. And secondly, we are the service provider platform. We have online and offline service. Online is the internet access. We connected with 32 incubators in China. And we open the technologies with API and SDKs that 6 million developers can use our technology that Tencent We Start can provide. And we also have the startup education, which was Qingtong Innovative Camp. And just 1 month ago, it has already upgraded to the Qingtong University. And all the China top unicorns are studied in our Qingtong University. Right now, the student number has reached to 90. Let's see another side, the investment. Many people may be curious about what is Tencent We Start investment is about. It's quite different from Tencent MA. MA invests the company, especially for the mature stage. But the investment department under Tencent We Start, we invest the pre-early stage of the company, like before the A round. We invest not only the money, most often we invest the resources that Tencent have. We have our investment alliance to invest with us. They invest the money, but we try to provide and allocate the resources that Tencent have to facilitate those startups that can go faster. And that's why all the startups are just in our incubator or just with us, and mostly in TMT areas. And speaking of the marketing and media, Tencent We Start is really strong. We held the Tencent Global Partnership Conference annually in different Tier 1 cities in China. And this year, the Tencent Global Partnership Conference will be held in Chengdu, and we focus more on gaming. Every year, we invite our partners, the startups, the big minds, to join our TGPC, to share our products, our ideas, and our predictions about how industry will go in the next year. And secondly, Qingtong University actually is under the marketing department of Tencent We Start. And we have another thing to create our own entrepreneurial stars. Last year, we are the first to invest 100 million RMBs for the first entrepreneur reality show in China. We collaborated with the Voice of China's channel, Zhejiang TV, to implement this reality show with the famous entrepreneurs in China, and also we invited those startup entrepreneurs from our platform. And the next one is the government. What is Tencent with our strengths is that in every incubators, we collaborate with the government. We are the one that we can guide the policies which can benefit the startup at the first hand. We also plus the Tencent services together, and that's why we make our service a little bit deeper than other incubators. This is the 6 services that we provide and which we can see in the previous page. So speaking of the incubator startups, we wanted to influence innovation ecosystems in China. And right now, this is some of the numbers that I think many of you may concern. The entrepreneurs, we have 400,000 entrepreneurs on our platform. And for startup projects, our rate reached to 50,000. And startups in residence is more than 5,000 plus. And 70% projects are the hotspot in the market, mostly focused on enterprise service, culture and entertainment, e-commerce, smart hardware, and also Internet of Things. And this is some of the samples of the top unicorns right now in China. Speaking of the incubators, I just mentioned we have different orientations and focus. And this one, you can see Fuzhou is more focused on VR, as Shenzhen is the center of the hardware. So there are a lot of international companies come to Shenzhen, they found the manufacturers. And our media is in the Hengdian, because Hengdian is the cradle for Chinese movie production and shooting. And for Changsha, the first one is focusing more on entertainment. And here we go, Guangzhou is consumer things. And Shanghai focuses more on fintech. And in Shanghai, we have a whole building. And if you have any activities, you wanted to find any startup ecosystems, just let us know. Let us find some venues for you to hold your activities. Let us help you to connect with startups there. And this is the TV reality show I just mentioned. I'm the founder. We never fear about failures. So that's why we do something that is very bravely. No internet companies have this courage to cooperate with the satellite TV and this program covering the whole China. We have the whole season program with 11 courses. And online viewers has reached to 215,000. And right now, if you search on Baidu, I'm the founder, it's gonna come to the top. And our viewers is 100 million. And this is the Tsinghua University. And just past month, Tsinghua University collaborated with the Tsinghua University. And you can see the 19 founders participate. And for the past 2 years, their total market cap grew from 12 billion and reached to 28 billion, including 9 unicorns. And we have the tours to overseas to meet the mentors from a global vision. And we also have the closed door pitch to help them find the VCs that they need. And this is the mentors. We not only invite mentors from the state-of-the-art academies, the top VCs, we also bring the mentors from the Tencent. They know the TMT industries. They have many experiences in the social network media. Speaking of the investment in our department called the Tencent Double 100 Plan. We incubated 60 companies in 2 years with total market cap already reached to 15 billion RMB. And these are some of the companies we invested. So what are we gonna do in 2017? We're gonna beyond physical space, so it's not only based in one incubator. Because we have a network, many of the startups wanted to develop their own business not only in one region, but they found their counterparts and business partners all in China. We make the connections from one incubator to the next. And secondly, it's beyond industry. We always see new opportunities are found when different industry people get together. Those spirits and ideas gonna bring something new to the people. And the next one is beyond the national boundary. After the past 3 years, we're most focused in China, the domestic. We're right now the biggest network for entrepreneurs ecosystem. But right now, we wanted to collaborate with our partners all around the globe. So speaking of the product line, what we have, we're more like FB Start and Google Entrepreneurs. And this year, we're going to promote 2 accelerators. One is AI Accelerator, another one is Culture and Creative Accelerator. And in June the 8th, we're gonna hold the first Tencent We Start Entrepreneurship Competition AI Boston in MIT. We attract a lot of the AI teams and AI projects to join our competition. And they have the willingness to connect with China AI community. We provide a platform, and we will offer 1-week free trip to China AI accelerators that are powered by Tencent. In 2015 in China, there are just less than 1,000 incubators. But for the past 3 years, you can find there are many incubators in China in the co-working space. This number has already reached to 4,000. It's an amazing number. Similarly, like VCs and academies and big companies are doing the same thing. Like this time, I come to the InnoFest. I found different conglomerates are all doing startup things. But we are a little bit different. We focus right now mostly in China. 2015, we just got 1 floors in some of the cities. In 2016, we own buildings, like in Chengdu, Chongqing. Beijing is the largest in Asia for startup incubator. We got a whole building. And also in Shenzhen. And this year, by the end of this year, we're gonna have 5 smart cities in China. One is in Hangzhou, one is in Qingdao, one is in Hainan, and another 2 that I cannot tell you right now. So how to beyond the national boundary? We know there are a lot of great startups and great minds all over the world, like Silicon Valley is always the hot place. But MIT is always the scholars and researchers gathered. They focus more on AI. And we found welcome to Singapore. A lot of the startups, they not only focus locally, but they are interested in the Southeast Asia market. And they are also interested in the Chinese market. But they daren't directly go to China or to have the business partners in China. It is a strategic things. And you know, Chinese internet companies, they are strong, they know the market, they have cultural backgrounds, and they know how to make their market. So how can we accelerate if we have this kind of ideas? Let Tencent we start to somehow. We're gonna provide some of the relations, especially top scholars, the biggest companies like in automobile industries, like in the VR industries, and also the government who department focusing on the investment. We bring these mentors to abroad. We held entrepreneurship competitions. Who are willing to join and want to have the relations or connected with China. We pre-select and we have setting the courses for them. Let them know what the environment will be like, what kind of business partners you can meet before you come to and you launch your projects in China. That will avoid a lot of risks if you directly locate your business in certain cities. Because you don't know the policies, you don't know the economic environments, you don't know what kind of business partner would be the priority, your good choice to choose. So we have certain sites. One is in Singapore. We're going to hold entrepreneurship competition here. We are willing that those who want to connect with China are willing to come to China. Tencent can provide a platform. And also the United States, Silicon Valley, Boston, and Seattle will be our site. We will have our accelerators located in different countries. As well, the European, we're going to go to London, Finland, and Portugal. If any of the partners are also working in innovative areas and also have the startup communities, and we would like to talk more on that. So for the global business, we have 2 projects. That is, one is Go Global, and one is to China. So how to go global? Right now, most of the unicorns of the startups are on our platform. We're gonna bring them. They have a lot of demand for international markets. Not only wanted to find the recruitment for the technologies, they find the people. They also want to find the business opportunities and foreign VCs. So that's why we're gonna gather them together to bring those Chinese CEOs, the top unicorns, go abroad to meet the VCs. And then the next one is to China. That's what I've mentioned, like Boston activities and Singapore TGPCs in the future. We're gonna let those who are interested in the Chinese market and want to find the Chinese partners to be on our platform, and we will give the courses and projects to accelerate their program and find their partners who are willing to have the cooperations. So, 80 years ago, Pony Ma was like most of the startup entrepreneurs. He started from zero. He used 50,000 RMB to buy 2 computers, and he is interested in the internet service. So he started his business in his room. At that moment, even we don't have the name of Tencent. 80 years ago, Tencent's products like WeChat is connecting people who are willing to have the connections or wanted to make the connections with others. Tencent WeStart is always focusing on the services that we can provide and we can help for the entrepreneur community. And we hope everyone can cherish their dreams, especially their entrepreneurial dreams. And this kind of entrepreneurial dreams is always rooted in the Tencent culture. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested in the Chinese startup community, let us know and let us do some help. And thank you so much for joining us. Thanks a lot.